to Cocktails and Conversation again with Courtney Alexander. Listen, my co-host, co-partner, we are here. I got some questions for them today. They don't know it yet. And then Tony, tell the people where you're from, what you do.
Well, my name is Tony B.
My God.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, but I have a business, listed business called the Inner Circle, and I'm also with Redefine.
That she
And
is.
I'm so glad to have you here.
Listen, look so ready for the people.
Yes, always.
Good. So, do you want to get to the holistic part first, or y'all want me to do y'all do questions for y'all first?
Let's get these questions out the way.
Oh wow! Why y'all sound nervous?
Well, we don't know what you're gonna ask us.
Well, I didn't want to do that because then I didn't want y'all to rehearse a response.
Won't he do it?
I don't need to rehearse.
So I didn't want y'all to rehearse a response.
No, right.
So that's why I did not want to do that. So we're going to get to the questions. So as you all know, this past weekend I was in Atlanta, Georgia, spoke at Black Pride, and I want to thank all of the people, Atlanta, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the people I spoke with that actually watches us and pays attention to our lives, goes to our pages. They asked questions. They had questions for me. They had questions you all. Now I did be the spokesperson for you all because I feel like I had some good responses.
Okay.
So
You always have good responses.
listen, he used, and so they had some questions, and so I was telling Michelle when I flew back home. I come back home Sunday. Flew back home on Sunday. That I'm grateful because of how much support we have and how much support ATL gives us, and that they're watching us. And so to me, that means a lot. And even our tagline, that we have relevant conversations, find lives in a radical way. And people see that and they hear that. So to me, that was great. And so they know that we're transparent on here. And so they had some questions for me. First, they want to know if some of you were single. I said no. I said Tony's married, Courtney's engaged.
Why do you lie like that?
I thought we were gonna go with my response.
No, you lied. You lied.
We're just gonna go. I said I'm single, but Tony's married. I was in her wedding. Smiles and all. I'm nervous. Go ahead.
No, I'll just give one quality. I don't need to provide a full list.
Oh, please.
I really love the secure part. I'm very social, so I think that you have to be understanding about how I am. I'm a person. Sometimes it makes me off as flirty, so you have to be secure in who you are. Another thing would be patient. I don't know what you're thinking, and you're not telling me how you feel, then I can't reach. Supporting me in our process, like really support what I do. I love what you do. Be with someone that you love what they do. Not like, oh, I guess I can come to your event. No one wants someone that's not going to come and show. You want somebody to show up. So those are a couple of things that I have. And just, if you're dealing with some things, then go to counseling. I'm not your counselor. Set some healthy boundaries when you're getting into dating someone. And just know, like, it's okay. It's okay to have open communication. That's really being open. Not, oh, I think you know what I'm supposed to say or what I mean. No, I don't know I can't read your mind. If I was telepathic, I promise to God I would tell you all your thoughts. Like that's not how it works. Yeah. Tell me how you feel and see if we're compatible.
Yeah.
I have really great friends who, if we're compatible or not, you're not going to know within a month. You're not going to know within a couple months. You have to really get to know someone and take that time. We like microwave things in our current generation. Now it's time to take the time to get to know someone.
All right. Not the motherboard back there talking about yes, Lord. Listen, the motherboard talking about yes, Lord. That's my baby. I just cannot. That's ain't gonna have me cutting up today. Right.
I'm gonna just say that. I don't want to. It's just hard to find people that have their stuff.
Okay. Right at the same.
I would say if you are your own, say you're in the seat of I'm the boss.
Right.
And you want to date someone exclusively or however we do in today's world. in the same way that you schedule those meetings and different things like that, is the same way that you should be planning to be with the person that you're talking to. You know, you have to, find time to balance that out and say, hey, I know I have this meeting today. It's not super important. This person's event or whatever they're doing isn't until a couple months from now. I can reschedule that to see if they're comfortable with it, and then move forward to planning something of going out for a couple hours. It doesn't have to be all day, but just finding time for that person. When it comes to the homebody, someone who doesn't have, they aren't the ones that are the outside leaders, but they're the behind the scene leaders. They're doing their own thing, or say, oh, I don't have my own thing. If you're not compatible with someone who doesn't have their own thing and you can't carry them or push them or give them that spark, then tell them, hey, we should just be friends. Communicate that. If they don't want to be friends, okay, we need to move forward now, because now you're attached and we're going through these different emotions, and I'm not going to allow you to project that on me and then me stay because I'm trying to be nice. And then you have the behind the scenes workers or people who are learning and developing. I'm still learning and developing. I haven't arrived. You know what I'm saying? So those who are behind the scenes, treat it like a remote control. Change the channel. Channel your energy into something that you care for, into something that you love. Okay, well, I haven't played basketball in a while. Then go try and play basketball again. Get a craft. Go volunteer. Finding time to put that energy that you want. I want to be with you all the time. I want to hug on you. I want to love on you. No, it's a balance, because you don't want to be overbearing to the next person. You got things to do. People are waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my feedback for that.
You was talking. People waiting on you. You got you got things to do. People wanting. Drink to that. Drink to that. Drink to that. Drink to that. People are waiting on you. You have things to do, and that is a problem. A lot of people do not close a door before they try to open another door, or they're standing in the hallway in the midst of what was and what could be,
right?
And they're still expecting something great. And they don't understand that that's still not closing a door.
Right.
And that's one thing I try to tell people. I don't care if you did leave the other person physically. If you're still there mentally, you're still in the hallway. Right. So the door is still not closed. And so you can't expect for God or spirit, whatever you want to say, to bring you someone great, and you're not in the position to receive them. Like, why would God do that to somebody? What kind of shit is that? Like, why would he do that to somebody? You tell me, I want somebody great with good credit and pay their bills, and your credit is $500. What the hell's going on here? Like, what is going on here? Like, there's a problem. And like, I really had to tell them that, because a lot of people think that position is power, but it's wisdom that's power.
Right.
So it's not just us being a boss that's power. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Like I'm in church,
Stop playing before I take a drink. Stop playing. So yeah, but I seriously, because in there, like, so they have like some leadership classes and etc. But a lot of people, hell, seriously, whether in church or not, a lot of people think that position is power, but it's not. It's the wisdom. The wisdom not only in what you do for the community or in your public position, but also in your personal life. What wisdom do you apply in your personal life that's attracting the things that you say that you desire? Right. Because some folks are hypocrites. They want to attract something great, but they not great.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. That's hypocritical. You play too much. You play too much. You play too much. And people, I mean, it's just because when people ask, like, and I'm sure you all get this question all the, well, you may or may not. You may. But, people ask, like, if you're single. And if you say, yeah, I'm single, like, why are you single? Like, some people may be shocked because they look and see what you do. Or some people can be vain by looks. And it's like, because I'm not starving. So I don't want scraps. When you're starving, you eat anything. Hell, I don't want to eat anything.
No.
I know my position, but it takes us getting to know ourselves, to know our position, to know that I will wait for what is great versus continuing eating scraps and filling up time. Because really we're wasting time by eating scraps. And I had a lot of relationship questions. Like, they really wanted to know. Like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I said, I'm asking myself, but one is married and one is engaged. So I'm going to see how much they know about the single life. Listen, it worked for me. It worked for me while I was down there.
Okay.
So if you don't, so one thing we talked about was the communication. So what if you don't meet someone who communicates as well as you do, or who is as open as you are? Like, how would you approach that, or how would you suggest for someone else to approach that? Because reality is everyone is not in the same place.
Right.
We're all in different places, and we all grow differently. And so I understand, what you say about just say what you feel, because hell, we can just get this over with. I feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hell, just say it. Hell, let's just get this over with. Shit, we ain't got to stay here all day. Hell, I got things to do. Let's just get through it. And so, but everybody's not like that, because everybody is still in their journey. They're still in their process. So how do you handle that, or how would you suggest for someone to handle that if someone does not communicate the same way that you do?
I'm very spiritually inclined, so I'm aware of the traumas and things that people go through as children to make them who they are as adults. I've done my work on, shadow work and working on myself, and I'm about to be 35, so I've been through a lot of things, know who I am, know what I want, and I do know that sometimes we can be selfish and want people to think and act the way we want them to, and that's not the case. So I'm very patient with people. I might be too patient.
Yes, you are. But go ahead. This your story. This your story. This your story. You tell me.
I might be too patient.
I don't want to be an amen corner.
Like
this your story.
A year into it, patient.
My God.
Very, very, very patient with people.
My God.
But I feel like that people need to know that someone can love them a certain way. And that's why a lot of relationships now in this day and age don't last long, because I call it microwave relationships. They want what they had in the beginning, but then when the real stuff started coming in, and the issues and the problems and disagreements, no one knows how to really say, okay, let me look at it from your perspective, and let me understand where you're coming from. Let me hear you out before they say, you know what, you're not doing what I want you to do, so I'm going to just go ahead and step out and do what I want to do and manipulate you until you do what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person. I'm I'm already a strong person, so I want you to be just as strong as me. And if I see little flaws or little things that trigger you, I'm going to reassure you that that's not going to be a problem for me. And there's not a lot of people like that will hug you through those nights where I'm having a trigger right now. I think that you might be doing something that somebody in the past did. No, let me reassure you that I'm not. Let me be that person for you to show you that you're not going to have that issue with me. Now, if we are so far into it and you just completely will not open up and you're just guarded and you feel like you want to do little sneaky stuff or manipulative stuff, then there's nothing I can do. I've already showed you who I can be and who I am.
Yeah.
And that's just, for me, I'm aware. The awareness of people's feelings is hard for a lot of people. There is no awareness for, like, if Courtney's feelings. She feeling some type of way. A lot of people will be like, well, that's just how you feel. Like, I don't care. I'm not like that. Let me know how you're feeling so we can talk about it and work through it. And vice versa. So it's the awareness of someone else's actual feelings and emotions that are not tied to you, and you are not that person. Everybody's different. Everybody's been through stuff. I'm one that I can off the bat read somebody and know what they've been through. And I can feel it. And let's talk about it. Let's get through it. And I can reassure you that you're not going to go through that with me. But a lot of people have a lot of mental issues. So
absolutely.
That's a separate story.
Listen, they didn't need Kate Michelle to tell them they couldn't raise a man.
Listen.
Yeah, they should have known that before Kate Michelle sung the song.
The communication is a huge thing, and a lot of people don't have that skill. It's really sad and unfortunate, because a lot of people miss out on good people that can help them grow in life, and they just completely deny it because they're just stuck in their own head.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How about you? How do you feel if someone is kind of not where you are, doesn't communicate how you communicate? and doesn't open up?
We
Or
all
what advice would you give someone?
we all have a conscience. So making a conscious effort to listen to understand rather than listen to respond, because a lot of times when we respond based on our emotions and off of impulse. I know that I've definitely done it 1,000 times, like just say it instantly versus taking the time, sitting, processing it, and or even letting the person know, hey, I need a couple days to think on this, or I need a couple hours or whatever. Communicate saying, hey, I hear you, I hear what you're saying. Let me get back to you after I process what I've heard from you. And then, just really listening to the person. What are they saying? Are they responding in trauma? Are they responding in pain? Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between the emotions? Is this person really hurt, but they respond in anger? Are you there to dissect? Do you have the patience to go through that? What boundaries have you set for that person, for yourself? Are you in a space to receive that type of person who doesn't communicate? Explain to them, this is how I communicate. How do you communicate? Talk. Why don't you talk in a good space versus when you get into this friction and then it's like, oh, that's not how I talk. That's not how I communicate. That's not what I was saying. I was saying this isn't okay. Let's back up. Because now we're responding based off of our emotions, and it's not going to be healthy. You're going to be offended. I'm going to be offended. We're going to leave the table hurt. Yeah. We're not going to have anything nice to say, whether it's a silence, because silence is talking too.
Yes.
It's still a response.
That's communication.
Yes, and silence can be very painful.
Yes.
I know that I don't like to be ignored, or somebody just saying something to me and let's talk. And if that person isn't in a space to communicate, then you change your communication or scale back and say, okay, this is where we need to be. Know the lines that you need to draw. Yeah. And if they're not willing to go or learn or grow in that, then step back. You don't have to give up on the person. If it still can be cohesive and healthy, then cool. But if not, and it's toxic, then part ways.
Yeah. One more thing is, this is the final question I'm gonna ask from them. So they heard on one of my lives when I was talking about the type of people you would date. So if you're in a good position, making good money, would you date someone that maybe you met them, you like them, but they made half of what you made, or they say they worked in a restaurant and you met them and they're like, I work in a restaurant. How would you receive that, and would you continue to date them, or would you automatically shut them down? I was asked that on a radio show one time. I answered it. Brianna, my oldest, she thought I wasn't being honest, but I was. But what would you two say?
Well, I have been the breadwinner in every single relationship I've ever been in.
I ain't said that part.
So I have, in my mind, in my mental, I'm not opposed to dating someone who doesn't have emotions. I don't expect someone coming into my life to have as much as me, because a lot of women that I tend to attract, they don't have what I have. They don't have the responsibilities. They only have themselves as a responsibility. I have children, so I don't expect you to come into my household making as much money as I do, or having the same responsibilities as me. I can say that every female relationship I've been in, I've taken care of that one.
Oh Lord, I ain't say that part.
See
how the glass dropped back
there? Look, it was hard.
God, that was a sign. I'll drink to that.
So, but that was me being in my mental, being the boss that I am. I'm gonna take care of my woman. So and that's just me. That's just how I am. Now I've grown to create a boundary.
Oh, okay. That's a follow-up question.
Listen,
I've been there. Glad you kicked in. I had some follow-up questions.
I've been there, done that. I think I'm just so independent. I was so independent that I would not even. I couldn't find myself judging anyone for not having as much as I have. But that's where the issues come in of codependency and me wanting that person to get on their own feet and take care of themselves in whatever way that they can. It doesn't have to be, you have to have all this money.
Yeah.
You can have a talent, or you can pursue a business, or you can work. It depends on the person, really. It just depends on the person.
Praise
yes.
the Lord.
Yeah, oh yeah. I got boundaries now. I got boundaries.
About passed out. All right.
I got boundaries now.
About passed out.
I had to learn the boundaries.
Okay. I'm going to let you answer the question, and then I'm going to let you talk real quick about infinity. So go ahead before we wrap this up.
If someone said, "Hey, I make half than you," I shouldn't know that. I mean, we shouldn't have. If you are a person who is like, "I want to travel, I want to do these things, I need you to make a certain amount of money," then date the person who makes that certain amount of money. Not, "Oh, okay, you date this. I really like your personality. This, and this." If it's not going to work financially for you, it's not going to work. It doesn't make you less than because you want to travel with someone who has enough funds, or find a travel buddy, or find somebody who's going to balance that out. But if you want your partner to travel with you, then attract someone who's going to make that amount of money that you're making so you can travel together. I don't got time to I work in a restaurant. Do you have 3 other jobs, or how are we going to travel? If you can't make that work, then find someone who will. I think a lot of times we look at potential, we look at, okay, I see where this could go, and no, just be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're not honest with yourself about those things, about somebody making less than you, it doesn't matter if they make less than, if they're able to match your travel, if they're able to match whatever you have going on, that's cool. Or if they're working in a restaurant, are they working to grow their business? Where are they going?
Yes.
Is this just a friendship, or is this somebody that you want to? You're gonna know based on time.
Yeah.
But if you know yourself, like, oh, I need somebody with money, then date somebody with money.
Yeah. I'm glad you did that. Yeah. And I'm glad you did that last part in. Like, all right, what is your purpose working in a restaurant? Like, is this a career move for you, or is this a business move for you?
Right.
Like, what is your plan? Yeah. That's what's important. Is the plan? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I tell one thing I said, especially with counseling, I counsel people. I know some people that have literally given up everything just to walk away with their peace. And I would have never thought that prior, to be honest. I would have never thought that prior to counseling. But when I hear people say, Dr. Jesse, I let him have it, or I let her have it. I started over. I just want to walk away with my peace. I didn't care. I get another house, get another car. That completely changed my mindset of the way to think of how some other people think when they're in transition. And so it made me change the directions of my questions, because I will ask questions. Like, well, you in this place in your life, well, how long you been here? How long you gonna stay here? What do you want to do? You're flipping burgers for a long time. It's a career move, or you want to change career? You're trying to own a restaurant. You're trying to just work at the restaurant forever. I'm gonna ask some questions, because when you're trying to build with someone, right? That's the math. When you trying to build with someone, it's important to ask these questions. And then people get tangled up with these people, and then they find out these secrets later. I don't know why Jada brought up that lie. And then people get trapped up with these people, and then find out when they're in the relationship that they're not who they said they were, and it's simply because there was no open dialogue, and was no open honesty, there was no questions being asked. And that's what the dating process is to get to know each other. So it's okay to ask some questions, especially the questions that are important to you. Like, if you're a parent and you have children, it's important to know if someone like kids or they love kids. Because if you like kids, that's when you're going to tolerate my children. That can get you shot if you make a move in the wrong move. That can get you shot and buried. And so those are important questions. And so it's important to be able to answer those questions. So we're going to wrap this up. We answered the questions. I'm glad we did in one thing. So, Tony, I want you to tell them about your business and what you do, why it's important to you, in a few moments, and then we are going to get our talent up here.
Well, I have a holistic and wellness business, and I am also a party promoter. So I like to turn up and be healthy at the same time. So kind of contradiction, but I sell CMOS. So as a community, Black community, we are not taught from a young age how to take care of ourselves properly. Everything that they teach us in school, sorry to say, is a lie. The whole food pyramid, all of that BS is a lie. Everything that comes from the earth that is natural is be the end all to heal us. And I will debate anybody on that any day of the week. So sea moss is a very strong superfood. It comes from the ocean. It gives us 92 of the 102 vitamins and minerals that we need for our bodies. There is no such thing as disease. I call it disease, but disease is just inflammation. Inflammation of the body. If you do not take care of yourself, if you do not eat right, you will have inflammation. That inflammation will start to affect your organs and your body will start to shut down. Over years and years of eating processed meats, not eating vegetables, not supplementing, not getting the vitamins and minerals that you need, you will start to shut down. And that's why so many black people die of heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes. We should not have these issues, but we're not taught in school. We're not taught by our doctors to properly supplement for our bodies daily. So, they say, oh, have a this amount of vegetables every day, or no. Eat more live foods, less meat, less processed foods. But sea moss is something that I started about 2 or 3 years ago, and I can say that it has changed my life. And I try to get everybody hipped onto it. During COVID, I can't even tell you how many people I've cured of COVID from sea moss, my sea moss tea.
Has just a beautiful soul, a beautiful mind, body, and soul. Like, I love her life.
Yes.
I'm glad that she is here tonight. Our artist for tonight is Caroline Inspires. Let's give it up for her. Very, very powerful woman, my dear friend. She's so annoying. That's how we treat each other. So I love her very dearly, but that is who we have for tonight. So, and then also sorry.
No, I was gonna ask. So where can people find them on social media?
Where can we find you?
Me, I'm on Instagram _ call me free. That's my Instagram tag. Facebook, Jessica Miller. And yeah.
So if you didn't hear her, the live painter, her name is Francesca Miller. She's on Instagram as _ call me free. Yes. And then for Caroline, is Caroline Inspires. So yes.
Caroline, not Carolina. Caroline
Inspires.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes, we got a few other business people here. One I got to give a shout out to real quick. To Mar, the brow, lash, and makeup lady. Yes. And is it Mink Monthly?
Yeah,
Minks Monthly on Instagram and minksmonthly.com. And Minks Monthly on Instagram. Listen, Mar, that is the one, I'm telling you. So, she keep me looking right. So, all right.
I was about to say, did she do
Yes,
that?
it's a lot of business owners in here, so please
Ask
raise
me
your
that
hand.
question. Yes. Look, move the hair out first so you can see the brow. Yes. All right. And so we got a spoken word, right? Yes.
So everybody, please put your hands together for my dear friend, Caroline Inspires.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Cocktails and Conversations. I want to give a warm and sincere thank you to our venue for tonight, Uptown 51 Kitchen and Bar. They are phenomenal. We still have drinks, we still have food, good time, so we're still here. Our act and artist and beautiful person for tonight is a woman who is my dear friend, who is an activist, who is an advocate for our young people and especially our young black women and our young black girls. It's Caroline Inspires.
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing? Oh, that was cool. We're gonna try it again. I'm gonna be here, but then I'm also be here if I can. So good evening. How y'all doing? That's cool. So my name is Caroline Inspires, born and raised in North Tulsa, Oklahoma. be mindful of the company that you keep, which is cool, right? I think that's cool, but what they fail to tell us is that, you know, even when that company leaves, their energy still lingers. And when I was here, I got connected to some folks, and their energy was lingering all up in my space, and I thought that because I said, you know, get out of my space, I ain't got to rock with you no more, that I would be good, but it wasn't enough. And one thing that I found myself doing was really doing a lot of stuff that my mama would do, but I didn't recognize it until I got older. But when I was a kid, I judged her for it. And my mama was clean like nobody's business. She would just be cleaning. And I realized that a lot of times, us as women, us as human beings, when we're trying to heal ourselves, when we're trying to take care of ourselves, we clean everything that ain't dirt. And so I'm going to say it again. We end up cleaning out everything. The house been clean for months. It's your inside that needs to be checked. It's your inside that needs to be renewed. And so this piece is called I Smell Like My Mama, because I realized that when I was younger, I judged her a lot. And I realized and watched, I don't know what to this day, I don't know everything, but all I know is that that woman did a lot of cleaning, and it wasn't always because the house was dirty. And so, yeah. And I am going to say this, but I always have to say it. It's like a disclaimer, because we're in a world, we're in a time now, whenever we talk about self-care, to me, self-care is caring about yourself before it's time to actually care for yourself. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we think that if we spend X amount of dollars, if we're spending, we're locking ourselves in as being, you know, we're taking care of ourselves, which is cool. I think that's a part of it per se. But what happens when we care enough for ourselves to put ourselves first, to be proactive as opposed to being reactive? Because a lot of times we're not self-caring, we're just we just self-coping, I don't know, self-selfing. It's not really, we're not getting to the root, self-selfing. So, it's things I smell like my mama.
You are beautiful.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. I smell like my mama.
Yeah.
I'm talking Elizabeth Taylor's White Diamonds perfume, dishwater, and brand new red fingernail polish from Walgreens, not CVS. Although I'm sure they are one and the same. My mama, she taught me loyalty. Walmart and Kmart shopping centers have everything I need, so there's no reason for me to go to Target. In the Bennett household, we prefer Popeyes and Church's chicken. So please do not insult me by suggesting or recommending that I try Raising Cane's or Zaxby's as an alternative. My mama, she taught me loyalty. Family Dollar, Dollar General, and Dollar Tree tried to teach me that money nor material things could buy happiness, but by the time I had realized that layaway had become more than convenient. Peace, love, and joy are free, but every day I find girls and women paying for shit that they already own. And the more and more I think about it, I really do smell like my mama. I'm talking Sunday morning porch drinking coffee. I'm talking Sunday afternoon church naps and Bluebell ice cream. I smell like long days. Except I ain't never drank coffee. I ain't always had a porch to sit on, and I ain't painted my fingernails in quite some time, so perhaps it's the long days. You know, we as women, we wake up early in the morning just to clean our house. We wash the dishes, we open the blinds, we dust the blinds, we get the kids ready, we wash the clothes, sheets, the towels, the rugs. We add extra detergent in the washing machine. We clean the bathroom, y'all. We scrub the floor, the tub, the shower, the sink, the toilet, the mirror, the other mirror, listening to Luther Vandross, Charlie Wilson, and the Canton Spirituals. You know, cleaning has always been a metaphor for us. I got to clean up what I messed up.
You better bless them, girl.
What you say? Starting my life over again.
Yeah.
I got to clean up what I messed up. started my life over again. Oh, I made up my mind. I ain't lying, no. Oh, 'cause the liar and the cheater can't make it through the door. You got to clean up. Two-stepping into the kitchen. We scrub like there's no tomorrow because sometimes it just feels like there's no tomorrow. We spray more than enough chemicals in hopes that the immediate and the residual impacts of the fumes would overshadow our intentions. We take out the trash so that the remains from the week before and our nightmares and our mistakes from the day before linger no more in our clean house. We empty the fridge and the cabinets, and we take our canned goods and our leftovers and our good intentions and our demons, and we put them in a bag and we give them to those who we perceive to be. To add the finishing touch, we replace their wall air freshener. We light a candle.
I did it.
Multiple incense, and we dance from the living room to the dining room to the bedroom. If you fancy, you got a walk-in closet, back through the hallway, back through the dining room, back to the living room. You step out on the porch to celebrate a job well done. You step back inside into the living room. Tide, Lysol, Pine Sol, Febreze, but something still ain't right. Tide, Lysol, Pine Sol, Febreze, and good intentions, but something still ain't right. Ain't you ever wanted more for yourself? It's not the trash that needs to be taken out. It's the truth that needs to be embraced. It's not the stains in your sheet that need to be washed. It's your mind that needs to be flushed from guilt and shame and doubt and defeat and fear and insecurities. A process that needs to be cycled over and over and over and over and over again until your daughter and your nephew and your godson, they grow up in a world knowing that there's more to being a woman than motherhood and sacrifice. They grow up in a world knowing that there's more to being a woman than breaking glass ceilings, than apologizing for breaking the glass ceiling, than sweeping up the glass after you break the glass ceiling, and cooking and cleaning and marriage and having babies and cleaning up your mess, your husband's mess, the mistress's mess, your job's mess, your neighbor's mess, your kids' mess, the world's mess that you ain't have shit to do with. A part of healing for us as women is knowing that to be a phenomenal woman becomes an understatement. To be every woman is both liberating and insulting, and to be superwoman is cool, but is it necessary? It's not the batteries in your remote that need to be changed. It's you that needs to be recharged. It's your mind that needs to be renewed. It's your soul that needs to be replenished. It's your body that needs to be reloved. It's your heart that needs to be retrusted. It's your dreams that need to be revisited. So the next time you wake up early in the morning, or decide to stay up late at night, just try to remind yourself. Just try to remind yourself that it is more than all right to smell just like your mama. In peace. Thank CJ stands for Carolina Junior. woman in Atlanta. She heard me singing a couple years ago, and she saw a light that God placed on the inside of me, and she took a picture when my hair was short and red, and she had made this doll for me. Literally flew from Atlanta to Oklahoma when I gave my second TED Talk, and brought this doll. And so in my mind, you know, when I was younger, I didn't see black girls, Barbie dolls. Like one time I literally knocked over all the dolls in Walmart because I was so frustrated because I was like, man, y'all literally still ain't got none. And it was just bad. So now I carry her every time I go. It doesn't matter. And that's why her face and her nose scratched up because I put her in
I
a
was going to
suitcase.
ask about that, but I won't ask you on
She didn't
camera.
get in a fight or nothing, but I pack her in my suitcase and I take her whether I'm performing, speaking, a photo shoot. It don't matter because in my mind it's a reminder that somebody so far away will see a light in you even when you don't see it in yourself. And so I bring her. She my left hand and my right hand man. It's CJ. So, and my brand is Be Your Mark because one thing my mama always taught me growing up was whatever space you go into, it ought to look different by the time you leave. And so when we placed on this earth ought to look different because each and every one of us were here. And so Be Your Mark. We all know nobody's thumbprint, fingerprint is the same. And so that's the brand. That's the message. Yeah.
So one more time, where can they find you? One more time.
Instagram, everything Caroline Inspires. Caroline, CAROLINE, Inspires, INSPIRES.
All right. I thank you for coming. Man, listen. You had a message. And I really thank you for coming. This will certainly not be your last time. But you have a message. I always tell people there's a difference between entertainers and people that carry a gift. And you certainly carry a gift. And so that's great. You certainly carry a gift. So we got Caroline here. We got Francesca here that did our painting. Find them on their social medias. And so we thank you for joining us for Cocktails and Conversations. You got what? One more thing. Come on, Courtney got one more thing. She want to show y'all what she look like. In her black.
Y'all, so cute.
And her heels. You make me sick.
So I would like to introduce my friend Francesca. Can you come up here and tell us about who you are and your most recent partnership? And then after that, just also her painting is for sale for $75 if someone wants to purchase it. It is open for sale as well. So
but you also do other custom paintings.
Yes, I do. I did.
All right.
Yeah, so my name is Francesca Miller. I am a local artist here in Columbus. I paint on canvases, paint murals, all kinds of stuff like that. And I believe Courtney wants me to share about Abercrombie and Fitch. So I recently had the opportunity to design 3 t-shirts for Abercrombie and Fitch. They have an equity and justice, like a capsule, t-shirt capsule that they started last year. I'm the first artist that they've worked with.
All right, awesome. We thank you again. So we thank you for joining us on Cocktails and Conversation, myself and Courtney, where we have relevant conversations to redefine lives in a radical way. Listen, you better talk then, right? And so we thank you for joining us, and we're going to see you again next month when we do this again. All right, have a good night.
Good night.
Like And you get what you want, always from me. I can say no when you say please. I can say no. How you show, doing it all, baby, with me up. And I'm taking my time, this way don't be. I can say no when you say please.
You'll never have a bitch come flossing. Yeah, I like to talk to you just until I levitate. I'm the type to make a lady off the meditate. I'm a really good, don't discriminate. I just make it